Welcome to a special edition of Clan TV. I'm Craig Anderson with Communications. As you can see, we're about to speak to the Clan head coach, Ryan Finnerty. Ryan, thanks very much for joining us. Firstly, have you calmed down after your little episode down in Cardiff earlier in the week?
Yeah, I was a social media all-star there. Yeah, obviously calmed down. And, tempers always seem to fly whenever we lose, and obviously it was not one of my finer moments, but at the end of the day, it happened, and you move on. But I'm going to try to control that a little bit better.
Now, looking back at the Cardiff Devils game, although it was a defeat, what was the most pleasing thing about the game from your point of view?
Obviously, Cardiff's got a great team. They're going to be extremely tough to beat in that little rink. This is the first time we've had to battle back. We've seemed to give up leads quite a bit this year and have to fight to close out games. But it's the first time we've had any real adversity and had to battle back, and I thought we did that. We did a good job of that, and again, in a very tough arena to play in. A lot of positives coming out of the game. Disappointed we didn't get the second point. We had some definitely had some bad spurts in the game, and our discipline was ultimately the key factor and the reason we lost. Their power play was on, and we weren't a disciplined hockey club that night. But it's early. We got to learn from that and move on. But we'll take a point in a tough arena.
Now, you travelled to Cardiff on Friday rather than leave early on the Saturday, Ryan. How big a difference does that make in terms of preparation?
Yeah, obviously it's huge. It took us over 9 hours to get there. And you're going into a battle every time you're in Cardiff, and I think it was we came out injury free, and I think it was key that our guys got a good rest and we're able to prepare for that game properly. And going the night before allowed that. Like I said, it's a tough battle anytime you go in there, and two physical teams, and fortunate enough that we were able to travel down and be prepared to go on the Saturday.
One thing I've noticed about this team, there seems to be bags of determination. For example, coming back from 4-2 to get to 4-4 and take the game into overtime. Is that, for you, is that a notable change from last year's team?
I don't know if it's a notable change. I think it's it's something that we have within our team as a belief that we can win on any given night, and we're a pretty positive bunch. And I think sometimes if you get down goals, teams can drop their heads, and it takes them too long to get back in the game. I find this team, we got some good leadership guys who are trying to pick each other up shift after shift, and we got 3 good lines that are capable of scoring and are scoring right now. So that definitely helps. So I think it comes from obviously being positive on the bench and having good leadership and guys going out there and not allowing the negatives to take over the game. So that was, like I said before, that was one of the plus sides I saw in Cardiff was the way we battled back. And we stuck to the game plan, and obviously our power play bailed us out again, and that's what you need, and that's what successful teams do.
Now, you knew what you were getting when you were bringing the guys in, but is there something that surprised you about this team in these opening weeks of the season so far?
No, it's pretty early. Like I said, it's fairly early to tell where everything's at. Obviously, we've seen some good partnerships between the Salter, Trim, Pit line. Keith and Myers are getting better and better every day. We've been kind of rotating, trying to find a winger on there that works for them. And then Rels, he's done a great job in the middle on that third line, whether it's with Davies and Haywood or Ezzy and Haywood. They're contributing almost every night too. So I'm happy with the depth. That's what we wanted to improve was our depth this year up front, and I do think we did that. And then on the back end, obviously you look at Scotty Arson's probably one of the top defensemen in the league, and a lot of guys don't realize that until they're playing alongside of him and see all the little things he does every game. Fritchie Cabby's going to be an offensive threat. You can tell he's getting more comfortable on the puck and starting to control the power play a bit more, and that's why we brought him in. But all around we got a good group of guys, a real hardworking group of guys, dedicated group of guys, and they're fun to work with day in and day out.
Now, looking ahead, we've got further trips to Fife Flyers and Hull Stingrays to come this weekend. Are you at the point yet where you can't wait to be back here at Braehead Arena?
We're at the halfway mark now, and it does take its toll, especially when you're traveling an hour every day or a couple hours a day practicing, and but it is what it is, and we knew about it going in. It's not a surprise, and you know what? If we can continue and still collect some points and compete on the road as we have, it's going to turn in our favor because we're going to have a lot more home games coming up, and that's what we got to look forward to. But we said we're at the halfway point now, and guys are starting to see the light here.
Fife Flyers are up first on Saturday, and it's the renewal of a fairly new rivalry. Do you enjoy the Fife games above any of the others?
Yeah, I know the Fife. I love going to Fife. I mean, I get yelled at and screamed at and called more names than I know. I've never even heard of them half the time, but it's fun. It's a fun atmosphere. I mean, their crowd, their fans are awesome. They support the Flyers, and and we want to go in there and silence them early. But it's a tough building to play in, much like Cardiff. They come hard. They're physical. They got good depth again, and they brought back a lot of guys from last year, and they tore up the league in the second half. So we got a lot of respect for them, but we definitely want to go in and compete with them. And I think we're bringing in a different team than we had last year. I think we're bringing in a team that's more adaptable to compete in their arena than possibly we had in previous years. And I don't think anybody's going to need any motivation for that game. It should be an entertaining one.
Derek Rail returns to Kirkcaldy for the first time since he left them in the summer. How much is he looking forward to going back there?
I think anytime you play for a team and you go back and play against them, you seem to have a bit more jump and maybe possibly some more nerves, and that can either go good or bad. I've been on that side of it before, where sometimes you try to do too much, and but I think it'll be a good experience for Railsy to go back. I think he had a good opening season there for him last year, and I think there's a lot of guys that wish he would have gone back, and we're happy to have him here. He competes. He's in your face kind of type of player. He's got some great skills. So no, I think it'll be exciting, and I'm sure just like Benny and Joey Myers there last week, and we're looking forward to going to Cardiff. Railsy would like to get this one under his belt. Then
it's off to Hull Stingrays on Sunday. Now the team played there nearly 3 weeks ago, winning 8-6. What did you learn about Hull from that day that you'll take into this game?
Yeah, we weren't happy about we're happy with the win. You can never be upset about getting a win, but we weren't happy with the way we played. We had great spurts there in Hull. We gave up three goal leads. We let them come back 3 different times, and we got to learn from that. And we said, it's to take point. We're lucky to get a couple points out of here the way we played, but we'll go back. We have a better idea what to expect from them. They're very highly offensive. They play a bit of a different style where you got to make sure you're smart defensively, because they sneak guys in behind you, and they got some good players. That Lozon's a heck of a player. He can hurt you. Night in, night out, he's their top guy, their go-to guy. So we'll at least have a bit of an idea what to expect this time. It's always tough when you see teams for the first time. You kind of guess what they're going to do, but now we can go back, look at the video, and take a look at what it is they did and how they broke us down. And we definitely want to go with a better effort.
Now the team appear to be gelling every week now as the games pass on. You've had a good look at them obviously in that time. We've had some good performances from the players too. Are you happy with what you've seen, and is there something you think you could improve at this stage?
I think you can improve in every situation right now, but definitely happy with the progress. I mean, that's what it is. It's about progression week after week. Nothing's going to be perfect off the hop, and I'm happy with the way the guys are responding to myself and to the system and to one another. I'm happy with my leadership group. I got a great captain, good assistants. There's so many positives right now, but you always want to improve in certain areas. I want to improve on our penalty kill, and obviously the power play. You can never work on it enough. It's so crucial, and but these are all areas that over time will come together, and it's still early, and there's still a lot of hockey and a lot of teaching and practicing to be had. But no, overall, very happy with the guys in my room. They're a good group, and they're a great bunch of guys to coach. So we just want to continue this wave and keep going and keep the positivity coming. And I think that we could make some noise in this league.
Ryan, thanks very much for joining us in Clan TV, sponsored by Midweek Communications.
Thank you.